Okay, good morning. So, in the previous classes, we have discussed the orthography projections of prisms. We have discussed square prism, pentagon prism. We have discussed. Today, we'll discuss the hexagon prism, both corner condition as well as the edge condition. The first example which I have taken, hexagonal prism, 25 millimeters size of base and 60 millimeter axis length. Rests on HP on one of its corners of the base such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclinations with HP. This is the general the information it will give, common information for all corner condition examples. Draw the projection of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 40 degree and appears to be inclined at 45 degree to VP. Okay, so looking at the first the sentence himself, he says the hexagon prism is resting on one of his corner. So you take you can, so it is on HP. So you draw the hexagon such that any one of the corners should come right side of you. That's why you use the circle method to draw the hexagon. So draw a hexagon of 25 millimeters such that any one of the corners should come right side of you. Okay, and then how to find out the center for the hexagon? So draw any two diagonals opposite corners you can join, and wherever it meets you call that as the uh, center. Okay, because it is not a pyramid, no need to join the center to all the corner. Okay, only to get the center, a light a diagonal you have to draw, and then afterward you have to erase it. Okay, so you mark the center points also, axis point O1 and all other corners also you can play the name it, both the base corners as well as the top the corners. So this completes your the top view. So to get the front view, you keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the corners of your the top view till it meets the XY line. Now, so it is the axis height he has given 50 millimeter. So you take 50 millimeter height from the XY line, above XY line, and draw one horizontal line. And this horizontal till this horizontal 50 millimeter height line, you keep on extend these the projector lines. Okay, and then construct this the rectangle. In the front view, it look like a rectangle. See, this is your hexagon prism. The corner I have taken right side. So in the top view, it look like a hexagon, and in the front view, it look like a rectangle. So that is what you have to do it. And here also it is same. So the corners A, B, C, you can see D, you can see. You cannot see E and F. So that's why the E dash and F dash should be written within the bracket. Similarly, A1, B1, C1 and D1, the bottom corners, you can see, you cannot see E1 and F1. That's why E1 dash and F1 dash should be written within the bracket. So this how you have to complete the initial position a true shape diagram, front view as well as the top view. Axis line you can extend from here to here, and you have to represent as the axis line representation. Okay, so after this, coming to the second position, he says the he says the axis is inclined at 40 degree to HP says. So many examples we have discussed. The base and the axis, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. That's why. So if the axis is inclined at 40 degree, what about the base? The base should be 90 minus 40. That's why what I'll do, I'll take any one of the point, the XY line right side, and I'll take that point. I'll call that as the corner A1 dash. From here, I draw a 50 degree, that is base inclination, 90 minus 40. I'll draw a 50 degree base inclination in left side like this. And so after drawing this 50 degree base inclination, what I have to do? So you have to redraw this, the entire rectangle such that this is the base. The base should lie on this, the 50 degree line which you have drawn. Like that, you have to redraw it without changing its shape as well as the size. So how to do it? The A1 you have taken here. Now A1 dash to D1 dash, this distance you take with the help of your compass. From this as the center, you cut 50 degree line like this. So you join this A1 dash and D1 dash, and after joining this line, you take these corresponding distances and cut it here and mark those points. All the corresponding points you have to mention here. So base is completed. Now after completion of this, so from all these points, which are the points you have transferred here, you draw a 90-degree to this 50-degree line. So like this, draw a perpendicular line. After drawing a perpendicular line, what is the height of your prism? It is 50 millimeter. So you take 50 millimeter with the help of your compass and keep on cut from all these points. Thus the 90-degree lines. Afterwards, after getting this, join it without changing the visible edges of those things. You join it, and this also you join. So the entire thing you are redrawn here, and the corresponding points also you can transfer here. And then at the end, this is the axis line, right? So extend this axis line till it meets the XY line and show it the axis inclination is 40. So I have taken the base inclination 50, so I should get the axis inclination 40 here. So this completes your the front view, second position front view. Now the second position top view, what you have to do? You have to keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points of the previous front view like this, and you have to draw the horizontal projectors also like this from all the points of your the top view, previous top view also. Now we have to coincide the points. Oh, D, where is A1? A1 is here, A1 dash is here, this is A1. B1 is here, B1 dash is here, this is B1. C1 is here, C1 dash is here, this is C1. D1 is here, D1 dash is here, this is D1. E1 is here, E1 dash is here, this is E1. F1 is here, F1 dash is here, this is F1. The axis base point, O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. Similarly, the top face, the points, A is here, A dash is here, this is A. B is here, B dash is here, this is B. C is here, C dash is here, this is C. D is here, D dash is here, this is D. E is here, E dash is here, this is E. F is here, F dash is here, this is F. And the axis point O is here and O dash is here, this is O. So after coinciding all the points, after naming all the points, now you have to keep on join these points. So you're looking from the top, correct? You are looking from here, the complete this, the face you can see, the top face you can see this complete, which is this A, B, C, D, E, F. Immediately you can draw a visible edge for this top face, that is A, B, C, D, E, F. Now coming to the bottom base. So you are looking from here, D1 to C, D1, C1, D1, E1 you can see, and it becomes outermost boundary line. E1 to F1 and C1 to B1, it becomes outermost boundary line you can see. So what about F1 to A1 and B1 to A1? Can you see this? So you cannot see. So these two are hidden. And also one more, the hint which I have given in any corner condition example, whether it is prism or pyramid, what are the edges which are coming out from the corner in the second position top view, we cannot see those the edges. So here the A1 is the corner where it is resting. The base edges which are coming out from this, so we cannot see, that is A1, B1 and A1, F1 we cannot see. So this is your bottom face. Now coming to the longer edges, you are looking from here. So D1 to D you can see, make it a visible edge. C1 to C, E1 to E, C1 to C, E1 to E, it becomes outermost boundary line, it has to be seen. And B1 to B and F1 to F, it has to be seen because it is outermost boundary line. What about the last one, A1 to A, you are looking from here, can you see that? See this? You cannot see that. So this way A1 to A completely I cannot draw the hidden edge because A1 to D already visible edge is there here. Okay. So that's why from D to A you can show the hidden edge. But axis line, so O1 to O it is there, but I cannot show the axis line representation because so whenever the axis line coincides with the visible edge or the hidden edges, we have to give the preference for the visible edge. But even if you draw the axis line, you cannot see that. You cannot see that even if I draw the axis line. But axis line it is there. So in second position, so you have tilted corner like this, correct? You see from the top, the complete top face you can see. That's why A, B, C, D, E, F. So it is visible. and coming to the bottom base, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the base edges you cannot see. You cannot see the base edges which is coming out from the corner. And coming to the longer edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 longer edge I can see. I cannot see the longer edge which is coming out from the corner. Here also it is true. Okay. So this completes your second position. And coming to the last position, he himself gives the axis is appears to be inclined at 45 degree to VP. That means appears to be as given. This inclination itself is the your apparent inclination, that is beta angle. No need to take the locus for this. So straight away in whichever the direction you want, you can draw the 45 degree line. After drawing a 45 degree line, you take any one of the point on this 45 degree line and call that as the axis point O. Okay, you can call this as the point O. Now what exactly how to do this? So on this 45 degree line, you have to redraw this entire previous apparent shape of the top view such that this OO, that is axis point, should lie or coincide on this 45 degree line. First I have taken one point and I have called it as O. Now O to O1 distance I will take, I will cut it on this 45 degree line. I am mark O1. What are all the points I'll get on the same line, I can mark it. O to A distance I can take and get A. O to D distance I can take, I can mark D. O to A1 distance I can take, I can mark A1. So O to D1 distance I can take, I can mark D1 also. On the same 45 degree line, what are all the points you are getting it, you can mark it. How to get the other points? For example, so here A to this distance you take, A to this distance, draw a perpendicular line. Draw a perpendicular line, and this perpendicular which I have not shown here, and this perpendicular line, this is either this or this is the length, radius. So you cut it on either side, this perpendicular line. You will get D and F. Similarly, from D to this distance you take and draw a perpendicular line, and draw a perpendicular line. And this perpendicular line, and this perpendicular line, you can take the same distance here to C and here to E. You can cut it on either side. Same procedure you have to follow. A1 to this distance you take, D1 to this distance you take, and draw a perpendicular line. From here to E1, from here to C1, from here to F1, and from here to D1 distances are same. You can cut it on either side from here like this, so that all the points you can use any methods, your own the simple method you can use it. The only thing is you need to redraw this without changing the shape as well as the size, everything. So after getting all the points, so without changing the visible edge, hidden edges, entire thing you have to redraw it here. Okay, after redrawing it, so the only thing is left out is the final front view. You keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points of your top view like this, one by one, like this, and draw the horizontal projectors from the previous front view like this. So after drawing it, you keep on coincide the points. So A1 is here, A1 dash is here, this is A1, B1 is here, B1 dash is here, this is B1, C1 is here, and C1 dash is here, this is C1, D1 is here and D1 dash is here, this is D1, E1 is here and E1 dash is here, this is E1, F1 is here and F1 dash is here, this is F1, and axis point O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. Similarly, the top, the corner points, A is here, A dash is here, this is A dash, B is here, B dash is here, this is B dash, C is here, C dash is here, this is C dash, D is here, D dash is here, this is D dash, E is here, E dash is here, this is E dash, F is here, F dash is here, this is F dash, and center point O is here, O dash is here, this is O dash. So after getting all the points, so you are looking from here, the front view, correct? You are looking from this direction, the complete this base you can see, which is this base A1, B1, C1, D1 and E1. You join this A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, D1 dash, E1 dash and F1 dash, the complete base you can see. Okay, so that's why, so the base is visible. And coming to the is here, you are looking from here, correct? Front view. C to B and C to D you can see. C to B and C to D becomes outermost boundary line, and D to E also you can see it becomes outermost boundary line. And what about other the edges? E to F you cannot see, which is behind you are looking from here. E to F you cannot see, F to A also you cannot see, and A to B also you cannot see. So these two edges are hidden edges. Similarly, longer edges, C to C1 you can see, B to B1 you can see. That's why where is C to C1? C to C1 and B to B1 you can draw the visible edge, and D to D1 also you can see the visible edge, and E to E1 also you can see here. Why? Because it becomes boundary outline or boundary line. F2 F1 I cannot see, so that you have to show with the hidden edge. That's axis line you can represent from O to O. It is like this. So the initial position you have written with the corner condition right, so second position you have tilted, third position you have tilted like this. Correct. The complete base is visible, that's why the base. So you have made it visible edges, and the top face here 1, 2, 3, 4. Just you can see, you cannot see these two base, the top edges, and coming to the longer edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see, you cannot see this which is behind you. So like this you have to analyze and you have to complete it. So this is the corner condition example, hexagon prism. Now we'll go to the edge condition example we'll discuss. So what he has given here. So hexagonal prism 25 millimeter base and 50 millimeter axis length rests on HP and one of its edges of base. Draw the projection of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree and VP at 30 degree. Here the both the inclination which are given, it is true inclination. That's why for the final position we have to take the locus for this. Okay, we'll see to that at the end. So since he has given the hexagonal prism 25 millimeters base, and it is resting on one of its edges of the base, so on HP. So that's why in the top view you draw the hexagon such that any one of the edge should come right side on you. You can use the circle method, draw a circle such that any one of the edge should come right side of you. Draw the hexagon and name it whichever the name you want. All the top face corners as well as the bottom corners you can name it, and draw a light diagonal, that is join any two corners of the opposite corners of the hexagon and find out the center. Just to locate the center it is required. Okay, the O1 also you can the represent it here. So this completes your top view. To draw the front view you need to draw the vertical projectors from all the points of your top view till it meets the your XY line. Now what is the axis height which is given here? So 50 millimeter. So from XY line, above the XY line you take 50 millimeter, draw one horizontal line. Okay, and then extend these lines and complete the rectangle. So in the front view the hexagon prism will look like a rectangle. In the top view it look like a hexagon. Correct, it is exactly the edge condition. The edge are taken right side. So in the top view it looks like a hexagon, and in front view it look like a rectangle. So here, so since this edge will coincide, the longer edge will coincide with the axis line, that's why axis line I cannot represent here. Okay, the visible edges only I have to represent. And here as you can see, the you are looking from here for the front view, ABC you can see, you cannot see DEF. That's why the D dash, E dash and F dash should be written within the bracket. Okay, similarly A1, B1 and C1 you can see, you cannot see D1, E1 and F1. That's why D1 dash, E1 dash and F1 dash are written within the bracket. So this completes your the true shape diagram, that is initial position, front view as well as the top view. So the next the position, second position he has given, the axis is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So here also same thing, axis and base are mutually perpendicular to each other. If the axis is 45 degree line, the for 45 degree the base should be 90 minus the 45, that is 45 degree. So that's why right side you take any one of the point on the XY line, and from that point the base inclination 45 degree line you can draw. So left side like this. This is 45 degree line. So the point which I have taken, I will call it as the A1 dash and F1 dash. So after drawing this 45 degree line, take this base length A1 as to C1. This length you take from this as the center, you cut it here. Transfer this corresponding points also. Join this, and also from here to this distance you take from 1 dash, mark it here and transfer this points also here. So after this, what you have to do to get the rectangle here, from all these 3 points you draw the perpendicular line like this, 90 degree line with respect to your 45 degree line. Now you take the axis height 50 millimeter. This as the center you cut, and this as the center you cut here. This as the center you cut it here. All the perpendicular lines you can cut it here, and transfer this corresponding points also here like this. After this, so what exactly you have done here? So without changing its shape and the size, so you have redrawn this rectangle such that the base is inclined at 45 degree to HP. And now the axis is inclined here. That's why this is the axis line. You extend this axis line till it meets the 45 degree line, the XY line. You mentioned that, so the axis inclination is 45 degree. So now after this, to draw the top view, as usual, keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points like this, and then draw the horizontal projectors from all the points like this, one by one. So now we coincide the points one by one. So to do that, so A1 is here, A1 dash is here, this is A1, B1 is here, B1 dash is here, this is B1, C1 is here, C1 dash is here, this is C1, D1 is here, D1 dash is here, this is D1, E1 is here, E1 dash is here, this is E1, F1 is here, F1 dash is here, this is F1, the base point O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. So the top face points, A is here, A dash is here, this is A, B is here, B dash is here, this is B, C is here, C dash is here, this is C, D is here, D dash is here, this is D, sorry, E is here, E dash is here, this is E, and F is here, F dash is here, this is F, and axis point O is here, O dash is here, this is O. Now we have to draw the visible and hidden edges by looking at the front view. So you are looking at the top view. You are looking from the top side of it. The complete this face you can see, which is this face, top face A B C D E F. A B C D E F should be visible edge. Coming to the bottom base, so you are looking from here. C1 D1 you can see. C1 to B1, D1 to E1 also you can see. Becomes outermost boundary line. The base edge which is resting on HP A1 F1 you cannot see, as well as A1 E1, as well as B1 A1 B1 E1 and F1 also you cannot see. Those edges you can make it a hidden edge. And coming to the longer edges, you are looking from the top side, C1 C and D1 D you can see, make it a visible edge. And coming to the E1 to E, B1 to B, it becomes outermost boundary lines. It has to be visible edge. And you are looking from here, A1 to A, F1 to F, you cannot see. That's why F1 to F, A1 to A is hidden edge. But F1 to D and A1 to C already visible edge is there. That's why I cannot represent here the visible edge. D1 to F and C1 to A, I can show the visible edges. I can show the hidden edges. And axis line as usual, O1 to O, you can show this as the axis line representation. So this how you have to complete the top. Next, coming to the final view. So here he has given the axis is inclined at 30 degree to VP. So this inclination, whatever he has given, it is the true inclination. Okay. So that's why what you have to do, you take any direction on XY line, you can draw a 30 degree line in any direction. Okay. So now after taking the 30 degree line, you take the axis point O anywhere. You locate that point, you call that as the axis O. Now, since it is a true inclination which he has given, that is 5. The true length of the axis, what is the true length of the axis? It is 50 millimeter. You take 50 millimeter are this true length of the axis, and O as the center, you cut this 30-degree line. Somewhere else it may come here. After this, you draw a horizontal line passing through that point, that intersection point, the arc, and call this as a locus line. Now you take the apparent length of this your axis O2 O1, previous top view, with the same O as the center, you cut this locus line, that is horizontal line. Wherever it cuts, you call that as the O1 and join it. After joining this O2 O1, extend this line till it meets the XY line and measure it. So, and call that as the apparent inclination, that is your beta. Okay. Now O1 I have fixed here. So I need to redraw this top view such that this O1 should coincide this O2 O1. Like that, I should redraw it without changing its shape as well as the size. How to draw it? You know how to redraw it in many the methods you can use it. O1 I know, correct? So after this, so what you can do to get the other points, from O you draw the perpendicular line like this, as well as O1 you draw a perpendicular line like this. Okay. After that, O to E, O to B, O1 to E1, O1 to B1 distances are same. We can cut those perpendicular line. You will be getting BE, B1 and E1, you will be getting it. Similarly, from O, you take this distance till this line, and from O till here you can take this distance and cut it on either side. After getting these 2 points, you draw a perpendicular line here also. After drawing perpendicular line, you take this are from here to here distances are same. You can cut on either side of this perpendicular line. You will get all the points. Similarly, O1 to this edge, from over to this edge, distance is same. You mark this distance and this, and then draw perpendicular line passing through that point. Now, here to F1, here to A1, from this point to D1, this point to C1, distances are same. We can cut those, the perpendicular lines. After cutting it, all the points will going to get without changing its the visible edge and hidden edges, shape, size, everything you need to mark here. Like this, you have to redraw it. Okay. After this, the final front you have to draw it. Keep on draw the vertical projectors from all the points like this, and draw the horizontal projectors from the previous front view like this. Now we coincide the points. A1 is here, A1 dash is here, this is A1. B1 is here, B1 dash is here, this is B1. C1 is here, C1 dash is here, this is C1. D1 is here, D1 dash is here, this is D1. E1 is here and E1 dash is here, this is E1. F1 is here, F1 dash is here, this is F1. Access point O1 is here, O1 dash is here, this is O1. Similarly, the face corner, top face corner, A is here, A dash is here, this is A. B is here, B dash is here, this is B. C is here, C dash is here, this is C dash. D is here, D dash is here, this is D dash. E is here, E dash is here, this is E dash. F is here, F dash is here, this is F dash. O is here, and O dash is here, this is O dash. Like this, all the points you can get. Now, after getting all the points, so you are looking from front side of it. This is like this, you are looking at the complete base. You can see this particular base, you can see the complete this base, you can see. That's why, which is base A1, B1, C1, D1, and E1, F1. You make this base as the visible edge. Now, coming to the face, so you are looking from here. A1, B to C you can see, B to C, C to D also you can see, A to B also you can see, it becomes outermost boundary line. And what about these? Yeah, D to E, E to F, F to A, which is behind you, you cannot see these 3 edges. That's why it is hidden edges. Coming to the longer edges, you are looking from here, B1 to B you can see. Where is B1 to B? B1 to B you can see. C1 to C you can see. D1 to D you can see becomes outermost boundary line. E1 to E you cannot see, hidden edge. Next, F1 to F you cannot see, it's behind, it's hidden edge. So like this you have to analyze. So the edge condition you have taken right side, you have tilted it like this. Second position, the complete this face you have seen. Coming to the base, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see, 1, 2, 3, you can see. You cannot see the base edge which is resting and two more edges which are coming out from that. Coming to the longer edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see, you cannot see these two, the longer edge. Similarly, when you tilt it like this, the complete base you can see, top, here 1 2 3 1 2 3 you can see, you cannot see the other three here. And coming to the longer edges, 1 2 3 4 you can see, you cannot see these two. So like this, so you have to analyze and you have to complete it. So this completes our hexagon prism. Also the same procedures we have followed. In the next class we will discuss the freely suspended one or two examples, and cube. Next class will complete the entire all the exercises of the prisms. So any doubts